All right, YouTube coffee fans, for those of you that have a super automatic coffee maker, I have a Jura Impressa F9, one of the older ones. You know that periodically you have to clean the machine, and Jura sells these cleaning tablets, and there's other companies that also sell these cleaning tablets. And that cleaning tablet cost $1.20 each. And I looked at the material safety data sheet and found out that that cleaning tablet is basically OxyClean with an added bit of surfactant. OxyClean is sodium carbonate and sodium percarbonate. The Jura safety data sheet says that the tablets are sodium carbonate, sodium percarbonate, and sodium lauryl sulfate, and that is a surfactant. So I weighed this tablet on a gram scale, and it weighs 3.5 grams. So I weighed out 3.5 grams of OxyClean, and as it turns out, if you don't have a gram scale, you want to measure this out with a measuring spoon, it's 3/4 of 1 teaspoon. Is 3.5 grams of OxyClean. So I took my 3.5 grams of OxyClean, I put 1 micro drop of Dawn detergent in there, and I mean a micro drop. You do not want to put much. You want to put the smallest amount of detergent in there. I just dropped it right in there on top of that powder. And the powder coalesced around that microscopic drop of detergent. And then I went ahead and ran a cleaning cycle in my Jura with that combination, which costs 1.5 cents. If you figure out the cost of OxyClean, I calculated it out, and that's 1.5 cents worth of OxyClean. That's $1.20 for that tablet. So I tried it, and it worked perfectly. It didn't leave any residue in the maker. There was no soapy taste left over. Again, I used a very small quantity of detergent, and as it was cycling through the machine, it looked exactly the same as when you use a Jura tab. So you may or may not want to try this. That's up to you. I went ahead and tried it to see what would happen, and it worked perfectly. So you can spend $1.20 on a tab or 1.5 cents on 3.5 grams of OxyClean. As I say, if you don't have a gram scale, use a measuring spoon and measure out 3/4 of 1 teaspoon, and that'll work perfectly for you. Now, make sure you understand that cleaning your machine is cleaning out the coffee oils and whatnot. Cleaning has nothing to do with descaling the machine. That's a completely separate step or process. And if you have a Jura machine, you know that if you use one of their filters, you don't have to descale the machine. Now, the filter doesn't filter out calcium. These filters are actually a combination product. What this thing is, it's a single-use water softener and a carbon filter all in one package. I took one apart. It's got water filter beads in it, water softener material in there, so that pulls out the calcium, and it's also got carbon filter. It's both in one. So it doesn't filter out calcium, but it does filter out the water with the filter component, which is the carbon, but it softens the water with the softener component, which are the softener beads that are in there. So don't think this bit here is decalcifying. It's not. You either need to decalcify your machine or use a softener filter combination, one or the other.